الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين يوم الدين. Hey, bro. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I get it. We need to learn and study these characteristics to better our understanding and pronunciation of Quran recitation. Would you say that someone could make major mistakes if they don't learn these things? Like, it's just getting used to these movements is so hard, man. 100%, bro. I get it. It is hard. But one, Allah knows your struggles, right? And sees your effort. So that should be enough of a reason for you, not to quit. And two, can I give you an example from, what we already studied? And I'll let you be the judge if you can, skip this step or not.
Yeah, sure, fair.
Okay, so did you know that the difference between the two letters sa and sa is mainly heaviness and lightness? And so, for example, if we take these two ayat, the first ayah, وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. The second ayah, وَعَصَىٰ آدَمُ رَبَّهُ فَغَوَىٰ. Now let's compare these two words here. وَعَسَىٰ وَعَصَىٰ. عَسَىٰ, which indicates possibility, and then عَصَىٰ, which means disobeyed. Now if you switched the two pair of characteristics here, or the two characteristics I should say, between the two words, the first ayah would sound as وَعَصَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا, which completely makes no sense. And the second ayah would read وَعَسَىٰ آدَمُ رَبَّهُ فَغَوَىٰ. And again, makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, you can see how serious this can be. And in fact, let me tell you about a new pair of characteristics, whisper versus clarity. And I cannot emphasize this one enough because there is a very common major mistake that a lot of people make in Surah Al-Fatiha unintentionally just because of this pair of characteristics. Let's get right into it. So what I'm talking about here in terms of whisper versus clear letters is something called Jarayan al-Nafas, whether or not you should produce air when you pronounce the letters. And we have 10 letters that are associated with air as well. So you say فَحَثَّهُ شَخْصٌ سَكَتْ. These are the 10 letters. Fa, ha, right? Fa. Now all the remaining letters are pronounced with no air. There is no exception here. So all you need to do at this point is to memorize these 10 letters here. Pay attention to them because everything else is clear letters and you have so many examples for them that are coming up here. Now something to know about whispered letters is that this characteristic here gets more emphasis when one of these 10 letters comes with a sukoon written on it. So, for example, you have F-nan, because the sukoon causes you to slightly pause on the letter, the characteristic gets more emphasized. So F-nan, yaktub, versus fa'ala or kasaba, where you just move across the letter right away because you have a fatha or a kasra or a dhamma. Fa'ala, right away, versus F-nan. You see how I'm slightly pausing, causing the characteristic to be more emphasized here. Now let me give you some examples from Surah Al-Sharh, which has so many of these characteristics, but we're going to focus on whisper versus clear letters. And you would start Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alam Nashrah. So you see how I'm adding the air with the sh sound and the sound. So Alam Nashrah Laka Sadrak. And also on the letter kaf here, because there is no fatha anymore when you pause in the end of the word. Alam nashrah laka sadrak. We're moving on to the next ayah, and now I want you to pay attention here because we have the letter ayn and we have the letter za here. So وَوَضَعْنَا عَنْكَ وِزْرَكَ. But clearly these two are not part of the whisper sounds. So now why am I directing your attention to the a and zaz? Because I want you to emphasize the clarity in them. وَوَضَعْنَا عَنْكَ وِزْرَكَ with no air. Now, the mistake happens if you add air to the ayn and za, causing them to sound like different letters. So if you say وَوَضَعْنَا, right? Now it sounds like a ha, because both the ayn and ha have the same place of articulation. ووضع ووضح. So just by adding air to the ain, it sounds like a ha now. And the second thing is wizrak. If you add air to the za, it would sound like a sa. Wizrak, because za and sa have the same place of articulation too. Wizrak, wizrak, wiz. And now going back to the first thing I mentioned in the beginning of this video in Surah Al-Fatiha, in the ayah Maliki Yawmiddin, and I want you to pay attention to this letter here, da, because when you say Maliki Yawmiddin, dal is a clear letter, it has no air. But by switching this characteristic here from clarity to whisper, from no air to air, it would sound like Maliki Yawmiddin. And so by changing one characteristic here, you would change the letter, and thus you would change the word, and thus you would change the meaning. And so literally the ayah would read Maliki Yawmiddin, which means sovereign of the day of figs. You see how serious this can be, not only for our Quran recitation, but for our prayer as well.
Whoa, alhamdulillah for this knowledge, man. I gotta get back to it.
Yes, sir, this is very important and we can't quit at this point. And for you, my brothers and sisters, let's keep practicing and elevating. And please, like and share so we can spread the knowledge of the Quran. Thank you very much for choosing to be a part of this journey. And I cannot wait to see you in the next video. بإذن الله.